You know, there's one statistic that I think is really important, whether you're a VP of sales, a CEO, a sales professional, that you need to be paying more attention to, and I'm going to give you 3 ideas on how to improve it. What is it? Closing percentage. Stay tuned. Hey, this is Bill Caskey. In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 ideas that I have about how you can improve your closing percentage. If you like videos on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the bell for notification. Also, there's lower third, tell you how to also subscribe to your favorite podcast catcher. Whenever I get called in by a company to work with their sales team, one of the many questions that I ask, and I have a lot of them because I want to understand the lay of the land, one question I always ask, and I never or seldom do I quite get a really good answer to, and that is, what is your closing percentage? From the deals that you propose to the deals that you win, what is that percentage? I was in a meeting here a couple of weeks ago, and it was about a $30 million company, and there were 5 people around the virtual table. And one guy said 20%, one guy said 60%, the others said somewhere in between. And what I find interesting is that's a key number for you. If you're a sales professional and you don't know what your closing percentage is, then it becomes hard to work on and improve your skills in any part of it. If you're a VP of sales and you don't know what it is, then it becomes really hard to get your people the kind of training and skills work they need. So closing percentage, we're going to talk today about 3 things you can do to improve it. Point number 1 is, I want you to have a deep understanding of the problem the customer wants to solve. We miss this so frequently. We take what they give us, or we vault right to the solution, like we can't wait to tell them how great our products are, and we never have a deep understanding of what they're trying to fix. A deep understanding can come through an assessment, like a formal assessment. It can come through a line of questioning. But the point here is that I want you to understand deeply at a deep level, because if you understand at a deep level, you'll help the customer understand at a deep level. The fact is, a lot of times they don't even know what the problem is. They know what the ramifications and the symptoms are, but they don't know exactly what's causing the problem, what the root cause is. So point number 1, if you want to improve your closing percentage, is get super clear on the depth of the problem you're trying to solve for them. The second point that's going to help you improve your closing percentage is you've got to understand how to denominate the pain, how to monetize it, how to understand what are the financial implications if they don't get the problem solved, or what are the financial implications if they do get the problem solved. If you don't understand that and you can't help the prospect understand that as well, and a lot of times when you show up and you just ask a question like, well, okay, sir, how much is this costing you to have? They don't know that. They haven't thought through it. So you've got to help them. That's why we pay you the massive dollars to help them think through that. You can have an economic calculator of some kind. I don't care how you do it, but when you leave your sales process, sometime during the sales process, you've got to understand the denomination of the problem that they have. That's going to help you improve your closing percentage, because now they're going to look to your price and your solution, comparing it to the problem they have, and it's going to pale in comparison to the problem they have. That's why you need that information. Tip number 3, it's going to help you improve your closing percentage if you understand what happens if they do nothing. In most of your sales processes, doing nothing is an option for them. Now, if they're in a compliance world where they have to make changes because the government says so, or there's some kind of rules and regulations from OSHA where they have to buy something, that's a little different. But most of us are in the sales process where the customer doesn't have to make a change. What I want to understand in the process itself is what happens if you decide status quo is okay. You've got to learn how to ask that question. Now, you may ask it in a different way, fit your personality, but at some point during the questioning process, make it an effort and make it a point to ask that question. Because if I'm going to improve my closing percentage, I've got to have the prospect telling me that no, this is not an option. We must fix this. We've got to fix it. If we don't fix it, we'll be out of business, I'll be out of a job, we'll lose more money, whatever the thing is. I'm not trying to get somebody to say something that's not real. I'm not manipulating them. I just want to know, what are the options? If they decide to do nothing, could that really be so bad? So those 3 things. Number 1, deep understanding of the problem. Number 2, denominating the problem, and number 3, what happens if they do nothing. Those 3 things together, if you compound those, put those all 3 together, I think you can bump your closing percentage up 15, 20, 50 points, maybe even double it. If you like what you've heard here, make sure you subscribe to this channel, hit the bell so you'll be notified, and also, as we said earlier, get the podcast, the Bill Caskey podcast, on whatever podcast host you want, and we'll see you next time. Bye.